Okay, so today's topic is, or the module is ASA firewall. And this is the basic, and this is the, unlike ASA firewall will be starting from basics till the expert level. Okay, so guys, the classes, whatever we'll have for ASA module will happen from CC NP level, you can say, or you can say from beginning. It's like from scratch, we'll be starting ASA firewall and we'll understand till expert level. So first of all, I'll teach you guys basics of your ASA firewall. Okay. Before this, let me know like how many of you guys are very new to this class, like starting security just from today. How many of you are there? Starting this, you text me in chat box. Don't put direct messages. Okay. All you have to do is to put, a message to everyone. I mean, like put in group itself. Okay. No problem. Okay, most of you guys I can see like you are new to this class. Okay, no worries. Okay, any backgrounds like you have worked with any firewalls, or it's a first time that you guys are working with the means you're studying a firewall? Charan, Priyanka, Kriti, how about you guys? Known about any other firewalls? Okay, no worries.
No, sir. No.
No problem.
Completely new to the firewalls.
Yeah, why am I asking these things? Like, see, what happens is whenever you guys are starting any course, I should first of all know what's your base. So according to that, I'll guide you guys. Okay. So if you are completely new, you don't know about what's a firewall before, you haven't known. So I'll start from that level so that you guys can know what is firewall from scratch. Okay. Or else I would directly start from ASA firewall. I would not tell you guys about the basics of the firewalls. Okay. I would just tell you about the basics about the ASA firewall, but not about in general, like what is firewall, those definitions and all, I would not go. But here I can see like most of you guys are very fresher, very new, who has connected for the first time. So I'll discuss from the basics itself. Okay. But before that, I'll tell you guys about the certification. Okay. 10 minutes we'll discuss about the certifications and all, and we'll come back to our class. See, in your CCIE security program, total what you have is, currently we have CCIE security version 6. I hope you guys are aware of it. Okay. In our CCIE security program, these are the total devices on which we need to know all the technologies. Like these are the CCIE security devices. Okay. These are the virtual devices that you guys need for a lab. Okay. So we need identity service engine, WSA, ESA, FMC, that's your firepower management, virtual firepower management center, or you can say virtual appliance, NGIPS, FTD, ASA firewall, Cisco service-based routers, Stealth Watch, AMP, okay, wireless controller, DNA center, and virtual routers. So these are the devices which are actually required for the lab purpose, and these all are virtual devices. We don't need physical devices. So these many virtual devices required. So 80% you have virtual devices. Physical devices, what will be required is you need ASA firewall, okay, for lab perspective. You'll need any one of the switches, either C3650 or you would need 3850, and we need one access point. That's for the wireless access. Okay. So these are the virtual devices required, but 90% of the labs can be simulated on your EVNG and all. I'll tell you guys how to do that. I'll also share the images. Okay. All the images that are required, documents, whatever required, videos, I'll be uploading on the Google Drive. I'll share with you guys. Okay. So no need to worry about, see, security is like, in touch with all the fields. Now security is in touch with data center also. Security is in touch with routing and switching as well. So security is like, security will be provided, all the fields requires security, right? It's not only security devices or see, where do you need a security? First thing, either you have a campus fabric, or you have the WAN fabric, or you have any type of network. All the network requires a security, right? So in that, all network wireless also comes. So you have to understand about the wireless. Okay. So other devices, like other vendor devices, whatever we need are like test PC. Like test PC will be using Windows 10. Don't use any other operating systems. We'll use Active Directory or DNS domain services on the Windows 2016 server. Don't use 2012 or some other. We'll need a Kali Linux to perform the attack. Like we need to see live attacks. How can we perform? How can we simulate a live attacks? Right. And after that, we'll see Cisco AnyConnect. Cisco AnyConnect is a client software that is used for remote access VPN. So these are basically the tools which we need to do a complete lab of CCIE security. Okay. So if you guys are asking me like, what are the RAM requirements? How much RAM do we need to have for entire lab of CCIE security? See, in that case, see, there are partial means, there are the answers like what I'll tell you is like, see, this is one of the device, DNA center, which requires around 400 GB RAM. Just this particular device. Just this device needs 400 GB RAM. Now, just imagine what I'm trying to tell. Okay. So, except this device, if you guys want to simulate entire lab, can be done like partial labs. If you guys are doing, can be done with 64 GB RAM. Okay, partial labs. Let's say, for example, I want to do a lab of stealth watch. In a stealth watch, you'll have 4 devices. 2 devices will require like 16 GB RAM. After that, another 2 devices will require like 8 GB RAM. So apart from that, you'll need other devices also while doing the stealth watch, the labs. So what I'm telling is, overall, like partially, if you are doing the labs, 64 GB will be enough. Okay. Now let's say, except DNAC, if you are doing the all labs together, then you'll require around 128 GB RAM. Okay. And if you want entire lab to be simulated, 512 GB RAM, 512 GB RAM. Okay. So for normal guys, it's not possible to have 512 GB RAM, right? And even having a 64 GB RAM laptop or having 128 GB RAM laptop, it's actually, you'll have a laptops only with 64 GB RAM max as of now, right? So those who are thinking to purchase a lab, I'm like server, for them, I'll suggest buy 128 GB RAM laptop, means servers. That will cost you very less, 65K, or like it might be 70K around. You can easily get the second hand servers in a market. Okay. Don't go for a laptop in that case. If you guys are looking for 128 GB RAM, it's my suggestion. Rest it's up to you. Okay. If you guys are going for a laptop and thinking to purchase a new laptop with 64 GB RAM, it will cost you guys around 2 lakhs, 2.5 lakhs, right? So instead of doing that, it's good if you see any second-hand laptops. Okay, that's better option. Or else, what you guys can do, whatever lab whatever laptops you have, simple. Don't upgrade it. If you have like 4 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM, don't upgrade it. Okay, take a remote access lab from networker's home. Now, since you guys have enrolled for a CCIE security program, you guys are eligible to get a remote access for the labs. Okay. So, see, don't put your parents in a pressure like, you have to purchase a higher requirements, nothing like that. Okay, simply you guys can take a remote access, you guys can do labs properly. If you're not getting support, let us know. Okay, or else those who are planning to buy servers, see, in servers also you have different types of servers. Okay, if I talk about the server with DDR3 RAM, I hope you guys understand what's a DDR3 RAM. It's a generation of a RAM, you can say. If you buy a DDR3 supported servers, the price will be low. You might get it in 65 or 70K, 128 GB RAM. But if you guys purchase same model number with DDR4, the cost will go very high. It will go around 1 lakhs. Okay, but you'll get a server with 128 GB RAM. So I'll not suggest you guys to go lower than this. Okay, and try to purchase, if you can afford, a 720 with a DDR4. Try to go with 720. It's a Dell server. It's a Dell server. Performance will be very good. Go with a DDR4 RAM. Don't go with the DDR3. I won't suggest you guys, anyone, to go with the DDR3 right now. It's outdated. And technically, whenever you'll try to access will be very slow. The remote access and all will have very slow. Okay. So I won't suggest you guys to go with the DDR3 RAMs now. So one time investment, if you guys are doing, do with a servers, purchase a server, keep it at your home. You guys can do 90% of all the labs together. I'm not talking about partial. Together, you guys can do all the labs with 128 GB RAM of laptop. Don't go for DDR3, go with a DDR4 minimum. This is my requirement. See, my requirements, no matter it's a Dell company, it's a HP company, or it's any type of company, I don't care about it. My requirement would be DDR4 RAM of 128 GB if someone is planning for server, and dual Xeon processor. Okay, Xeon CPU. So go for Xeon processor and go for dual Xeon processor, not as a single Xeon processor. The performance will be very high, very good, reliable. If you guys put it at a remote access also, like let's say you are traveling somewhere, you'll just turn on, like installing one operating system, turn on the like any connect, sorry, not any connect, I mean like TeamViewer or something else. Okay. Regarding hard drive, I'll say go with SAS, SAS hard drive, SAS drive. Okay, that's a storage, SAS, minimum SAS. Don't go with a hard drive, no hard disk. Go with SAS. Okay, SAS can be SATA, can be anything. Okay, go minimum with the SAS, or go with, if you can afford, go with SSD. Performance will be very high. SAS will have RPM of 10,000. Okay. See, normal hard drive will have like 54 for 5,400 RPM. That's your read per minute. SAS will have 10,000 RPM. So you can say 10K RPM read per minute. So the rate is very high. So SAS is more faster than, it's a twice faster than your normal hard drive. Rate will be medium. It won't be much a high rate. Okay. Or else, if you can afford, go for SSD. Best. You have Xeon with the AMD processor, doesn't matter. Xeon or AMD. Okay, it's a 48 GB RAM with 1 TB hard drive with 7,200 RPM. that's fine. Okay, but if someone is planning for new server or something else, don't go for laptop. Laptop cost will go very high. Okay, it's best that you guys can purchase one server, keep that server at a remote access, and do all the labs. If you guys are at your home, you guys can directly access it. If you guys are traveling, if you are somewhere else, you guys can take a remote access also. Yes, I'll say his name is Sagir. Okay. First of all, those who are not in my evening group, I would tell you guys to text me on this number. This is my WhatsApp number. Text me with your name and the group you want to join. And in a group, I'll give you information to whom you should contact, or whatever queries you have, I'll be resolving it. Okay. See, there is no hard and fast rules or nothing like that that you have to buy or purchase the servers with you. You need to have a heavy configuration of server, laptops with you. Not important. Already you guys have invested to study the things, right? So focus on study. Okay, take a help of remote lab access. That's the best thing that you guys can do. Okay, so choice is yours. If you guys are planning, go for this configuration. Don't go for any other configuration. See, initially, if you guys have any questions, any queries in your mind, you guys are open to ask today any questions. I'll tell you. For lab, we'll be using EVNG only, no physical equipments. Like here, you guys can see, right? We need a physical ASA firewall. This physical ASA firewall also can be simulated on EVNG. I'll give you that image that will support that physical ASA firewall task. Okay. So almost I have reduced the maximum things that you guys can do on EVNG itself. Even, like we can do some sort of access point task on your packet tracer. WLC packet tracer means WLC and access point, both the tasks you guys can do on the packet tracer. Right now, packet tracer, they have developed much. It's more advanced. Okay, but not for your real labs. Okay. But somehow you can manage, somehow you can understand WLC and AP part over there if you guys want to simulate it. In that case only, or else my recommendation, WLC and AP part. WLC will be virtual. You guys can use GNS also. You can use EVNG also. No problem. You can use anything. Whatever you guys are comfortable, you can do that. Basically, I'm comfortable with EVNG. I will have images for EVNG, or everything you'll have for EVNG. Okay. So there is nothing like you can't do on GNS or EVNG. You can use both. Both are recommended. Okay. So according to examination, CCIE security examination perspective, these are the tools or the devices that you can say required. And I told you about the servers also, everything I told you as of now regarding the access. Anything else you want to know? Mm-hmm.
So I have a question, sir. So before starting the ASA firewalls and the firewalls, so which books do we need to follow for studying ASA firewall and firewalls?
Okay. See, I'll give you a soft copy of that firewalls for ASA firewalls, whatever it is recommended, like soft copy. I'll be giving you. You don't have to search or don't have to see anything else. How long does one average person take to finish CCNP security plus 3 firewalls? See, in general, if you guys want to go through, like in depth, if you want to go, it will take around 6 months to complete. 6 months. Okay. But security means what? It's all about practice. If you don't practice, forget about security. If you guys are not interested doing the labs, forget about security. You should be more interested doing labs. Okay. Okay. Shahid, you did a written examination. I'll tell you regarding that. You have done a score exam, right? Shahid, which exam you have done? CCI written, you are talking in 2019 itself, a previous examination. Have you checked your validity? Is it extended or what?
No, actually, I need to check. I have not checked.
Yeah,
Did it?
see, already those who had a validity for a written of previous CCI written examination, it's already converted into a specialist. Okay, you can check, you can download the certification also. That certificate you can download it from the Cisco's account itself. You can request them, and you're already into. See, when did you give the exam?
I think in like January 2020.
2020 January. Okay, in February it was there. Okay, you'll have a validity. See, in March, see, it was basically in February they announced for a version 6. Okay,
Right.
so you're already now in a version 6 now. Okay, your certification is already converted into a specialist, and that will have 3 years of validity. The time when you gave us, the examination, like to 2020 Jan you gave. So from that time you can include like 3 years that will have the validity. And due to pandemic in between, I guess Cisco had extended 1 more year. You please check your certification, validity. You can easily check with your Cisco account. Okay, you have that Cisco ID, right? Cisco ID. You please check it. I guess it's extended for 2023. I guess. I mean, like depending on when you have given the examination. So you don't have to write any examinations now. You are directly eligible for CCIE security lab examination. Okay. What about a written examination? See, for written examination will help you in the sense if we get dumps. See, right now you guys don't have to worry about a written examination. When time will come, we'll ping you guys in a group. Like now, you should get ready for the examination. Like that will tell you. That time we'll see if numbers of students will collect and will provide the dumps for them, or else what further step can be taken. We'll see based on the situation, but 100% will also help you out. Generally for written examination we don't give any kind of the help, but from my side you guys will get, don't worry. Anything else you guys want to ask? Okay, now let me tell you guys about CCI. See, right now whenever you guys will go for a certification, first of all you should know about the details of the CCI security certification or any other tracks. See, currently Cisco has reduced a number of certifications, but they have added the number of modules. As simple it is. Right now technologies are moving higher, so day by day we are coming across the new technologies now. So the number of devices or the modules, you can say, it has increased compared to previous version. In CCI security we have more devices, more modules we have, but the number of certifications has been reduced. Like in associate level, CCNA level, earlier we used to have every tracks CCNA level, like data center, security, service provider, either it's an enterprise. Right now it's called enterprise. Earlier it was routing and switching or wireless. For all this stuff, we used to have CCNA associate level. Now that associate level has been removed. Now you have three associate level of certifications only: DevNet, CCNA, and CyberOps. Okay, these are the three certifications. And the best part of version 6 is these CCNA certifications or the associate certifications are not mandatory to do a NP level of certification. And any professional level of certifications does not have any prerequisite of associate level. Now, this is very big thing. Earlier, whenever you had to go for a professional level of certification, let me just tell you how many certifications you had to do earlier. Like earlier, till version 5, if I talk about till V5, first of all, CCNA certification, that's one certification. And in CCNP, okay, before coming to any NP level, you had to go for, let's say if you want to go for security, then you had to do CCNA security. CCNA security. In CCNA security, again, one certification that was prerequisite. Now coming to CCNP security, 4 examination was there. So you had to do all 4 papers to be a CCNP certified. So see, you had total 6 papers. Total 6 papers. Still, you are not eligible for CCIE security lab examination. You had to do CCIE security theory paper. Okay. You have to write a theory paper, one paper again here. Right. So see, this is for those who wants to go for all the certifications from bottom to top. Right. So these many theory papers you had to write. For NP paper, till NP you had 6 papers. If you guys don't want to go for these certifications, you could directly go for CCIE theory paper. That was also an option. That was for those who directly wants to write a lab examination. And this theory paper validity was just 18 months. Earlier it was just 18 months. Now this is the condition with version 5. But now what we have, see, in the case of certifications, big development they have done. Okay, compared to the other vendors, looking at the competition in the market, they have done these things. Right now in V6, what they have done, in version 6 of your CCIE, no prerequisite of CCNA. CCNA gone. No prerequisite of CCNA is there. At no CCNA security. There is no CCNA security at all. This, the paper itself has been removed. No CCNP. In CCNA itself, they have given the basics about the security. So those who are learning CCNAs will get the basic knowledge of security in CCNA itself. But I guess that's not happening here. Okay. But you are supposed to get the security, data center, wireless, routing and switching, everything basics, basic knowledge about all the fields in CCNA itself. But I don't think like anywhere you guys are getting such things. You basically get the knowledge on routing and switching part. Right. Now, what happens directly from CCNA? See, now the track is like you'll go for CCNA. That's just for a course, not for a certification. No certifications. Then you guys can directly come from you can come for CCNP security. There is no CCNA security. No more CCNA security. And CCIE security lab. So now where the certifications has to be done? CCNA not required. In CCNP, total you have 7 papers. If you guys want to read the entire CCNP, total 7 papers you have, including S core. This is like total 6 plus core exam. That's your S core exam. So total 7 papers. But overall, how many certifications you have to do? The mandatory certifications are S core certification. Core is like a specialist examination. If you do this core exam, you can directly write a CCIE lab exam, directly eligible for CCIE lab exam, and validity 3 years. Now the validity for core exam, which is also called as a specialist exam, right, gives you eligibility to write a CCIE security lab exam. CCIE security lab exam. Okay. So S core means security core. Now, if you want to go for enterprise, then you have to write enterprise core, data center core, like that. All the tracks will have their core exam. So core exam is like making you eligible for CCIE, CCIE lab examination. So S core means that's your security core. Security core in the sense security lab examination, CCIE security lab examination. You can directly go for core exam, and core exam will make you eligible for CCIE security lab exam, and it will be valid for 3 years. This is what I was talking about earlier. Now, let's say if you want Core exam fee is $400. Okay. Depends from where you are giving exam. If you are giving from India plus GST, IST, whatever it is, that goes around $85 or $80 extra. That will be in India. And if you guys are writing from out of India, you don't have to pay any tax. That will be $400. Yeah, it's expensive. CCIE security lab is also expensive, right? Lab examination is $1,600. So total $2,000 you guys will be paying. Okay. To clear your CCIE lab examination, apart from your security training, you'll be paying more $2,000 to be a CCIE certified. Now, in that also depends. In one shot, you have cleared. Okay, depends on your practice, depends on your, how active you are with the labs, how actively you are performing all the labs. See, first of all, your way of preparing your lab is like whatever we are going through the classes, individual modules, whatever we are covering, that should be your first priority to complete the labs. Without completing those labs, you'll not be eligible to sit in a CCI security lab preparation. Might be another 2 months, I'll be starting CCI lab preparation class. Okay. But you guys won't be eligible if you are not gone through each and every labs. See, in lab examination, I won't teach you what is ASA and what is ASA active standby and active. I won't be teaching that. Directly, I'll tell you, this is the lab and this is the task and this is the solution. And this is the way we need to do. That time, just imagine if you guys are not, if you're not aware of that technology, if you haven't done any labs, that time, if you ask me like, what is active, please tell me, I'll just throw you out of the group. As simple it is. So if you really want to be eligible for a CCI lab preparation, be active from right now. Go through all the labs properly. If you guys are facing any issues with the labs, not able to do, I'm ready to help you guys. Okay, anytime. Okay, so this is what I can do. Okay, I was talking about certification. So right now, if I want to be CCNP certified, then how many certifications do I need to do? No CCNA required, and there is no CCNA security. So to be a CCNP certified, you have to write a score, plus you have to write one more, any one of the certifications out of 6. Out of 6 papers, you have to write any one of the paper. Okay. A score is mandatory. Core exam is mandatory, plus any one of the 6 papers. So only 2 papers if you write, then you are CCNP certified now. Earlier, how many papers was required? 6 papers. Now, number of certifications are less. But here, the number of number of papers were only 4, but here the number of papers are 7. So the modules are added, technologies are added, right? The number of certifications has reduced because other vendors are, like Palo Alto, Checkpoint. If you go with other vendors with the low cost, they are giving an expert level of certification, professional level of certifications. So looking into a market strategy, market competitions and all, they have done such changes. Okay. So I hope you guys are clear with the certification part. Yes or no?
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
I have a doubt. So before letting the lab exam, CCI security lab exam, we just have to qualify the score exam. No need to write the concentration exam, right?
No need to write any concentration examinations.
Only the score exam is enough to be eligible for the writing for the CCI security lab.
Correct, and that will be valid for 3 years.
Okay.
So within 3 years, you have to write a lab exam, or if it crosses the 3 years, then you have to rewrite a core exam again.
Yeah. Got it.
Earlier, it was known as a CCIE theory exam. That wasn't having any specialization. Like right now, if I write a core exam, that has a validity of 3 years, and I can say I am a Cisco security specialist. I can tell something. I'll have a tag. Okay, earlier I wasn't having any tag and lots of confusions were created. Okay, like they used to tell like I'm CCI certified. No, now they were creating a confusions in market, like vendors had to ask, are you theory certified or you are lab certified? You know, just clearing a theory paper, they used to say CCI security. That wasn't true actually. You are called CCIE only when you pass a lab examination. Before that, you can't put that tag, right? So right now they have given a specific name for this certification. Earlier, we were not having such type of certification name. So right now, if you guys are going for core exam, you'll be called as a specialist. So let me tell you, see, let me come here again. So by doing CCNA, you guys can directly jump to CCNP security. From CCNP, you guys can go for CCIE security. In NP, out of 7 papers, you can write only 1 paper, that's core exam, and you're eligible for security. Currently, if I talk about architect level of certification, it's only present here. Okay, it's not present in any other tracks as of now. Okay, so the names of the certifications that you have as of now: entry level, which we don't do, and I won't recommend you guys. Associate level, that's your CCNA level. I won't recommend you guys to do a CCNA certification as of now. Okay, my recommendations will be to do a specialist examination. Rather than telling yourself as an associate, it's best to tell you are a specialist. Okay, so you can be a core, means you can be a security specialist, you can be an enterprise specialist, data center specialist. So any track, you go for a specialist exam directly. After that, if you want to call yourself as a professional, do any one of the concentration examination in the sense, see here. So if I say CCNP security, then these are the total papers. If I say CCNP security, then you have a core, that's a separate examination code over here, and you do have a 6 concentration examinations. So out of these 6 concentration examinations, if I do any one of the certification, anyone, you will be called as a CCNP. So core is like a mandatory. You can directly go for core and you will be called yourself as a specialist, and you are directly eligible for CCI security lab examination. In between, if you want to call yourself as a professional, then you can do any one of the examinations out of concentration. You'll be called as a professional. Now, if you ask me, like out of these certifications, which would be the best one, I would say go for professional, one of the exam. I would say go for VPN as of now. These two I'll recommend. Without any experience as a fresher, these two would be best for you. Do not go for ICE, ESA, WSA, or automation as of now. The reason behind is these, let's say if you want to go for as a ICE engineer, if you want to represent as a fresher, the questions will be very tough. And it's not a small device. ESA, it's a new technology, right? Automation, new technology. So it will take some time to digest all these things, okay, for you guys. So I'll recommend you guys to either to go with 710, 300, 710. That's your next generation firewall, including next generation IPS and all concept comes here. And I'll recommend to go with a VPN. That's very common type of implementation. Okay. So this is what you guys have to do. So when you talk about NP, these are the total modules that you guys have to go through. So it comes through, like, see, the device wise also, you see next generation firewall, IPS, ICE, ESA, WSA, VPN, automation. This is how all the devices are, interrelated. I mean, like, these are the total devices that we are covering. CCI security examination is like, or the CCI security theory part is all about, in brief, increasing the same devices, having more concepts, like having the advanced level concepts. So what we have done, what is our strategy of completing our CCIE security program is, in version 6, our CCIE security program, what I'll be doing is, I have divided them per device wise as a module, as a single module. So you can see these are the total modules that you guys have to go through in your entire CCIE security career in version 6. Starting with ASA firewall, this is my recommended path. You should go with ASA first, go with FTD and FMC, then go with NG-IPS, then go with a WSA, then go with cloud web security, then go with a VPN, then go with ICE, WLC, security over routing and switching, email security appliance, automation, or these are the last stage of devices that you should go through, or a technology. So our strategy is, if I start with ASA firewall, that will be from start to end. Like that will cover all the things that comes in your NP to IE level. There won't be a separate class for IE level, and there won't be a separate class for NP level. So the classes that I'll be running, that will be for NP to IE level, from like end to end. The classes will be that. Okay. Am I clear to everyone? Any questions, anything, any confusions if you have in your mind, please drop down. Right now I'll answer it. Because today it's a first day class, I won't be covering anything. That's basically security over routing and switching. Okay. Like in your enterprise, you learn about the router and the switches, right? On top of that router and the switches, I mean, like the topics, like you have a dynamic routing protocol. In security, you learn how to do authentication within a dynamic routing protocols. You have a port security, right? You will see at a layer 2, how do you perform the CDP attack, like using a Kali Linux, and what's a solution for that? What's a double tagging? So these topics, whatever I'm talking about, these all are related to your layer 2 or layer 3 devices, right? Security will be always interesting, don't worry.
So can you please elaborate more on CCIE security lab exam?
Okay, yeah, I'll give. See, CCIE security lab examination pattern has completely changed. Okay. Earlier, till version 4, pattern was different. Version 5 pattern was completely changed. And in a version 6, they have again modified. Okay. So right now, the hours which are required in your CCIE security lab examinations, I'm like in CCIE security lab exam, is 8 hours only. So total 8 hours, but divided in 2 sections. You'll have module 1 and you'll have a module 2. Okay. Module 1 is all about design section. Now, what is design? You might be thinking, do I need to design any topology, or do I need to make any connections anywhere? Then understand, design means you guys are not going to touch any devices, no configurations at all. This is just like a scenario based multi-choice questions. No troubleshooting, no sign. It's not like that. It's a multi-choice question. Okay. Like you're writing a theory papers, right? Like you'll get 100 questions to be solved in like 2 hours or 3 hours, like that, whenever you guys are giving a theory paper, right? Same way, you'll have a scenario. Let's say they will give you some topology. They will tell you client wants to connect to server. In between, they are trying to connect with a remote access VPN. But while connecting, he is getting so and so type of error, and they will give you answers. Multi-choices question means answers. Out of that, you have to tell what is the issue and what would be the correct solution. Something like that. So they'll give you some topology. You'll have 30 to 35 questions max. 30 to 35 questions, and that you have to solve in 3 hours. Is that fine? You'll have a scenario, you have to read, you have to understand. But you know the best part, you guys can solve this part, this design, in half an hour. Now tell me how. You guys can do this task in half an hour. This 3 hours of task you guys can do in just in half an hour, or you if you take like 1 minute per per questions also, that is maximum. But for that you should know the answers and the questions earlier, right? So whenever I'll make you guys doing a CCIE security lab examination preparation, I'll give you everything. I'll give you all materials. I'll give you design materials in which you guys will have all the questions and the solutions. What is the question? What is a topology? What is the answer? I'll give you everything. What you have to do is you have to learn that. I'm talking about a real lab examination. Okay. So if I give you questions and answers and you just have to mug up, right? Don't you think in 30 minutes you can do it? Okay. Now, let me tell you about the design part. You won't be able to go back. Once you choose answer and once you say next, you won't be able to go back. Okay. So whatever done, done. After that, 3 hours fixed means that task can be done in 3.5 hours. So within 3 hours, you guys have to finish the task. Okay. Now, points will be hidden. For per question, what point you are getting, you won't be able to see. Okay. But one more interesting part, what you have here is, now let's say I completed this design section just in 1 hour. Okay. So what about another 2 hours? If I end my exam, then will that 2 hours get added to module 2? Earlier, it was like that. In version 5, it was like that. Somewhere in troubleshooting, if examination was 2 hours of 2 hours, and if I would complete in 1 hour, my 1 hour would get added in the next module. Okay. But this time it's not like that. If you have completed your task in 1 hour, and if you end your exam and if you submit this module, you'll get only 5 hours. You'll get only 5 hours to complete the second module. But the good part is also there, right? You are not getting any extra configuration. In version 5, there was a troubleshooting section wherein you had to fix the issues. That was more complicated. At some place, they have done something, good. Then the other part, they have made little bit tough also. But see, there is a way to clear the things, right? What if this 5 hours task you guys can do just in 3 hours? If I give you the way to solve the things just in 3 hours, if I make you expert just to do the things in 3 hours, so that's what I'm saying. Okay, so don't worry. So this examination will have maximum time of 5 hours, and you have to do all the configurations. Yeah, there is a pattern. There is a pattern of securing the marks. Okay. So in design section, if you say I'll secure a high mark, and in the module 2, if you say I'll secure a less mark, right? And that will be equal to a pass mark, that's wrong. In module 1, you'll say I'll secure a pass mark. Here also in module 2, I'll secure a pass mark. And that overall is not matching your passing criteria. Again, you are failed. So you have to get the mark. How much percent now? That again will be a next question in your mind, right? That I'll give you guys solution. I'll show you in a CCIE lab preparation. Whenever you guys will go for a CCIE lab preparation class, that time I'll give you all the calculations, how the marks will be calculated, how the things will go on. Those things I'll tell you. This is not a right time to discuss those things. Overall, I'm giving you idea how the lab exam will be. That's it. Is that fine, guys? In this particular module 2, you'll have troubleshooting also, you'll have a configuration also, and you'll have a GUI based access as well. CLI, GUI, everything you'll have in this. Okay. But the good part of module 2 is, compared to version 5, CLI tasks will be less. Okay. In version 5, like we had 10 pages of CLI, then here you'll have 5 pages of CLI only. For example, I'm telling you. Most of the tasks will be CLI based. You don't think like troubleshooting has gone. It's not like that. Troubleshooting is there, but they have given in this 5 hours of tasks itself. So whenever you guys will come for a CCIE lab preparation, there is a separate group for lab preparation. Once you guys are done with ASA firewall, FTD firewall, then I'll put you guys in that lab preparation group, not as of now. Okay. But let me tell you one thing. Whatever technologies we are going to learn, all these technologies are in your lab examination. All the new devices, whatever I have shown you, all the devices are in your lab examination. They have touched everything. Charan, am I clear with this?
Yeah. So one more question.
Yeah.
So what about the automation, sir? Automation and the security lab exam?
As I have heard, there are 2 tasks given from automation in your CCI lab examination. Don't worry, I'll tell you what are those tasks when correct time will come.
Yeah. Sure.
Right now, I know total 18 tasks with solution. I know everything. Rest total 24 tasks you have as of now in your CCI lab examination in this module. Total 24 tasks. In which order to do, what to do, I'm working on those things. So when correct time will come, when this pandemic will end, when labs will open, I'll start taking your lab classes. But before that, you guys should be very much sure that whatever labs you guys are practicing, whatever I'll tell you, practice in this way. You have to follow that. Once you follow the instructions, you'll at the end, when you guys will go for lab preparation, what you'll feel like, I know 90% things. I know you just need to know the the way of solving the lab. Technology wise, you guys will feel I'm okay like that. Okay. So what you have to do is to follow, to do the labs properly. That's it. Okay. So just to qualify yourself for a CCI security lab examination, you have to write core exam. That's it. S core exam. Okay. Okay, guys, this was overall introduction for your CCI security lab. Okay. For beginning the class from, from A to Z, whatever the things we need, I told you all those required things. From tomorrow, we'll be starting ASA class. Okay. ASTM is a small thing. Okay. That is just like 1% of like, obviously I'll show you how to cover, how to use ASDM, how to configure through ASDM. Don't worry, we'll do the labs. Okay guys, then I'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Please get connected to group. Okay. And further discussions we'll have tomorrow. Okay. See you guys. Take care.